Have you ever seen her react that way before?
No.
So that's the first time she's ever reacted so strongly to anything.
Yeah. Prior to today, most of my conversation with her was she was weird to talk to. She's very, not cold, I don't exactly know how to explain it. A non-emotional would probably be the best way to say.
So today was definitely different.
Definitely different today.
Okay.
First time I'd ever seen emotion on her.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't her attorney say she may sue the jail for invasion of privacy? Yes, no?
Yes, he did say that. At one point, he actually threatened to sue anybody who talked about or ran these videos from the jail. He was asked, is she going to sue? And he said, well, if our investigation reveals she has a case, I'll leave it up to her.
I asked her if she'd ever taken meds outside of the jail for stress or for anything like that. And she's like, no, the most she's ever taken is muscle relaxants. After the psychologist left, she said, is my attorney coming? And I said, we assume he's on his way. I don't know for sure. I will get one of the COs to find out. She goes, well, will you sit in the room with me because I don't want to be alone? Throughout that time, she was still breathing rapidly, talking really fast, but nothing really about the case, just that, this isn't surreal. I can't cry. I can't break down and cry because this isn't real. And then she started talking about football.
Okay, I will leave that to a jury. Straight out to Drew Petrimo, WDBO, reporting from Orlando. Drew, reports are emerging, the jail disputes it, that when Tot Mom, learned the state seeking the death penalty, her response is, quote, I'm so pissed.
Yeah, apparently the tabloids got a hold of somebody that said they were in jail with Casey Anthony on April 13th, the day she learned that prosecutors would seek the death penalty. The person said that Casey reacted basically flipping out. She said that she was pissed, she was thrashing around. The eyewitness said that she actually had to be restrained to one of the beds in there with leather restraints. We talked to the Orange County Jail, though. They said not only was there never a person by this name in jail with Casey when she learned this news, but that Casey has been an ideal inmate and that she's never had any behavior problems like this. So seems like the story, while a good read, is not apparently true.
I think that you may be correct about the restraint portion, but as far as no woman inmate in the jail at that time, the people in jail have about 15, 20 aliases. So I'm not so sure that this woman wasn't in the jail, but the jailhouse description of where the restraint bed is seems to make that portion of the story inaccurate. However, we have seen so many times in her videotaped meetings with her family that this would be very true to course for her to respond. We are taking your calls live. Casey, Alabama. Hi, Casey.
Yes, ma'am. My question is, she's the same age as I am, I think a little bit younger, and she talks so like, I don't talk like that. She talks like she's got this 4-year college education. Is there any way, with the way she finagles words and everything like that, if she just breaks down and says, they're going to find you guilty if you don't plead, she can anyway plead insane and say, okay, I did it, but I wasn't in my right mind, and get off at a lesser charge?
Let's go to the lawyers. We're taking your calls live. Joining me out of Atlanta, veteran defense attorney Renee Rockwell. Out of New York, trial lawyer Alan Ripka, also out of New York. Anna-Sigga Nicolazzi, prosecutor. Welcome to all. Renee Rockwell, I don't see insanity in the cards. This is why. What we just played shows that she has stated up front, I've never been on a medication in my life, except a couple of times I've had a muscle relaxer. You don't just nut up one day and then the next day you're totally sane again. That's not the way insanity works.
No, it's not, Nancy, but I don't see any kind of plea, any kind of defense like that. I think she's going to dig in, stick to the defense of go ahead and prove it. And Nancy, the state does have to prove it.
Renee, just let's try to stick to what we don't know. Those are the questions. We know it's the state's burden to prove this case and every element of this case beyond a reasonable doubt. Out to you, Anna-Sigga. Anna-Sigga, this statement, if proven to be true, I'm so pissed, that's her reaction to the state announcing it will seek the death penalty. Not, I didn't do it. what happened to my daughter? I didn't do this, but I'm so pissed. What does that say to you, Anna-Sigga Nicolazzi?
That says that that's evidence that I want to get in against her as her conscience of guilt. This is actually true to the form of what we have seen of Casey Anthony. It is always from her perspective, her point of view, before her child was found, even after she was arrested, me, me, me. And here, once she hears that the death penalty is being imposed against her, or they're seeking the death penalty, I should say, that it's just that she is angry about how this is affecting her, rather than, again, mourning the loss of her child, especially if she were innocent, as she claims.
Ripka?
I completely disagree. If you have to rely upon a statement that was made while in jail to prove a murder case and a death penalty case, you don't have a lot of evidence.
Put Ripka up. Ripka, you're talking in circles. Nobody said the state was relying on this to prove a case, but this is one piece of circumstantial evidence, if true. So try not to mislead the viewers, if possible.
Well, Nancy,
all right?
Well, please, a statement like that doesn't tell you anything. People react in different ways.
Okay, you know what? Good point. Let's go to Dr. Lillian Glass. Weigh in, Lillian.
I think she's a complete sociopath based on everything that's described and based on her communication skills. No doubt about it.